Atiku is Fulani, but he's not a killer, wife says. Can you imagine? So Atiku's wife is coming to defend her husband, that though her husband is a Fulani, but her husband is not a killer. How can we know that the husband is not a killer? All right? When that girl in Sokoto that was stoned to death, Deborah, was stoned, and Atiku did a tweet on that, and shortly after deleted that tweet and cannot explain why he deleted that tweet till today. So what can we say about that? Atiku at his age and at his status does not need to carry AK-47 and start shooting people. Ordinary words of mouth and the way he behaves in his body language alone will support or be against the Fulanis that are killing. So what has he done? So far, so good. He has been a patron to the Fulanis. All right? He has not said anything wrong or seen anything wrong about what the Fulanis are doing in the country. So that makes him a killer as well. That is the truth. So the wife is just trying to defend her husband that though Atiku is a Fulani, but he's not a killer. Let's see what she has to say going further. The wife of the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate, Titi Abubakar, has submitted that her husband, Atiku Abubakar, is not a killer. She observed that her husband is truly a Fulani man, but is not a killer in any way. Nigeria News reports she made her point while speaking on Wednesday at the campaign rally held in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Addressing the crowd of supporters at the event, Atiku's wife added that the former vice president won the 2019 presidential election in Nigeria, but was robbed. Also at the same event, Titi promised the Ondo people that her husband will defeat Boko Haram and provide scholarship to students. Who? Are we hearing this today? The fighting of Boko Haram, did it start today? What is he going to do differently? I beg you. The Boko Haram that are Fulanis that they don't want to touch. So she went further to say, my people and I, your daughter, standing in your presence to tell that my husband has done it before. The last election was won by my husband, but we were robbed. My husband indeed is a Fulani, but is not a killer, and we have been together. I taught him our culture and tradition, and he is part of us. During Obasanjo, it was Atiku that brought the likes of El-Rufai, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and others who did well for Nigeria. On security, Atiku's wife promised that her husband will tackle insecurity if elected in 2023 and will defeat Boko Haram and other terrorist groups. She said, Atiku will defeat Boko Haram and provide you with scholarship. Why Atiku? She added that a vote for Atiku is a vote for Yoruba people, as the contrary had never had a Yoruba first lady, but that would be changed if Atiku wins the 2023 election. No Yoruba has ever been a first lady, and if we vote Atiku, all right, it is a vote for Yorubas. There is hunger in the land. Don't let the opposition deceive you. Vote all PDP candidates during the election, she pleaded. Can you imagine? So what she is coming to tell us here now, that being a Yoruba woman, she wants to be the first lady, because the past presidents have never, no first lady have ever been a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman. Can you imagine? So she's now playing a tribal and ethnic card here, all right? While the husband Atiku has gone to the north to say they don't need a Yoruba president or an Igbo president. She has come to the south to tell them that they need to vote for her husband because she is a Yoruba, so that she can be, Yorubas can have the Yoruba first lady. Who first lady help? What if first lady don't do? Who first lady don't help for this country? What if be the portfolio of first lady in government? This is again a selfish interest that is being marketed to the Yorubas here in Akure. That is the truth. It's a selfish interest that is being marketed to the Yorubas here in Akure. So how can you say that your husband has never killed before? But the fact remains that at his age and at his status, he doesn't need to carry gun or knife to start killing people. All his body language and his utterances will speak volumes, either to support the people that are doing the killing or against the people that are doing the killing. All right. A good example is that all the things that the Fulanis have done in Benue State, there's nothing Atiku has done to respond to that. And that is why the Benue people are now badly against Atiku's presidency and they have vowed not to vote him. According to Samuel Otom of Benue State, what the Fulanis have done in Benue State, they can never vote in another Fulani. Having seen their Fulani agenda and their Fulani plan to Fulanize Nigeria, he can never. All right. So you can't tell me that your husband is not a killer. That is my view. But the woman is marketing her husband, preaching this to her people in Akure, that they should vote the husband so that they can defeat Boko Haram. How can you tell me that you will defeat Boko Haram? What is he going to do differently? What are you going to do differently to defeat Boko Haram at this time? That even the Boko Haram have been integrated into the army, into the military. So what are you going to do to defeat them? Are you going to sack the whole military? How are you going to sanitize the military? How? This government of Buhari has done the greatest harm to Nigeria by infiltrating the security architecture of the country. And it's going to take a long while. It's going to take years. And before you know it, they will be giving these Fulanis rapid promotion in the military for no just cause against the quota system and against other ethnic groups in the military. They will give these Fulani Boko Haram members that have been integrated into the military, they will give them rapid promotion. Before you know it, they are army commanders, they are navy commanders, they are this, they are that. Before you know it, they are generals. And that is their strategy to continue to lead the country. Before you know it, they are posting them to strategic positions to go and man those locations and take charge. So the truth is that no normal person should vote Fulani into power again in the history of Nigeria. It is not acceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. That is the truth about it. We can't gamble with our lives anymore. So let's take a few comments here. Somebody is saying, with what Fulani has done in this country, we don't need any Fulani man to be our president again. Another person is saying, and now, when I wake up, medicine after death. All right? Another person is saying, never again. All right? Titi, remember that your husband, Atiku Abubakar, had 4 wives. And if elected as a president of this country, Atiku, your husband, will have 4 first ladies. So, Titi, where do you belong? To the first or the second or the last or the first ladies? Tell us. Can you imagine? So, yeah, Atiku has 4 wives. So how are you? Where are you in these 4 wives? Are you going to be the political first lady, or you are going to be the number 4 or number 3? So that means the campaign she's doing, they want to use her as a political tool to go and talk to her people. That is what they are doing there. There's nothing. She won't be the first lady. All right? Another person, nothing like that. She is the most senior and most educated. Ooh, that story. Fulani is always a Fulani, and that is true. And that is why we don't have to make the mistake the second time. What did Atiku say about the killing of the student Deborah in Sokoto State? Yes, Atiku tweeted, and immediately the Northerners came against him. He wiped the tweet immediately and did not tell Nigerians till today the reason he deleted that tweet. So the problem is not whether he's a Fulani or a Cameroonian. No, the problem is that a Northerner will not hand over to the Northerner and a Fulani will not hand over to a Fulani. Let's play politics that will save the unity of Nigeria, I beg. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. So why can't Atiku and Tinubu sponsor their sons to contest for the office of the president? Because they are all matured adult youths. Can you imagine? Is that what you want? That after they have done their part against Nigeria, they should put their children to also do their part against Nigeria? Is it hereditary? Is it a monarchical system of government? Now, wow, that comment did not fly at all. It did not fly at all. There was an office of the First Lady as at that time. Go do your research. The office of First Lady started during the regime of Babangida. Can you imagine? Another Fulani again. Then the Fulani herdsmen will continue the atrocities. That is it. That is it. Another person is saying, why must another Fulani come to power after Buhari? If Fulani leaves office, maybe the rest Nigerians are not capable of ruling the country. Those of you fighting Mr. Wike will ruin your actions. All right? So another person saying will not agree. So it's obvious. Another Northerner cannot leave and another take over. Another Fulani cannot leave, another Fulani take over. Are they the only tribe in Nigeria? No. So that is a no-no. That is a comment coming from those quarters. So thank you for listening. That's what Atiku Abubakar is saying, that her husband, though is a Fulani, but not a killer. But we are saying no, that comment is not true. It's a political comment. She should go and do her research again. Let's have your comment below for sharing as well.